Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. So we're continuing on with the Mars mystery. Disclaimer, as always, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. So this is the mystery of Cydonia, 1,000,000 to 1. Part 1. 1,000,000 to 1. In 1998, a century after H.G. Wells wrote The War of the Worlds, the NASA Global Surveyor sent back the most detailed images yet. Quote, against all expectations, there is something manlike on Mars, Hancock writes. We may be poised on the edge of a discovery worthy of a Schiaparelli or a Lowell, a profundity beyond our comprehension, the Cydonian and Elysium plains. Hancock laments that scientists remain steadfast in their dogma that the odds of finding anything man-made on Mars are 1,000,000 to 1. He points out that in the 70s, the Mariner 9 and Viking 1 probes had already photographed surface objects that some claimed could potentially prove the existence of intelligent life on Mars. May 1971. So the 1960s had proven a disappointment when it came to Martian research, as the red planet was a dead planet. However, the follow-up probes sent in the 70s would show Mars to be, quote, an amazing and mysterious planet, as Hancock puts it. 5 spacecraft were scheduled to be sent to Mars in 1971, including NASA's Mariner 8 and Mariner 9. The Mariner 8 was programmed to map Mars topography by scanning 70% of the planet's surface. It never made it, though, as just after takeoff, due to a technical malfunction, it plunged into the Atlantic. It was left to Mariner 9 to make up the loss, writes Hancock. Mariner 9 took off 22 days after Mariner 8's demise. A Soviet orbiter was launched shortly afterwards, but it suffered the same fate as the Mariner 8. A few months later, the Mars 2 and 3 probes were successfully launched. Quote, so the summer of 1971 saw 3 interplanetary craft heading silently towards our red neighbor, Hancock surmises. And join me for part 2 when we get into more detail.